John Collins for the Lowell Sun here on Industrial Ave in Hudson, New Hampshire, the site of the future Zach Tompkins Stadium with Zach's dad and Len Lathrop, who's got the official t-shirt on. Beautiful Zach Tompkins, Zach Stadium, home of the Bears, and also Zach's brother Nicholas is here. Welcome. So what's the status? Are we still going to realize the dream?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
We get closer every day. If you scan over to our right and you look at that big parking lot, that's ready to be paved.
Look at that.
We have the funds to pave it.
That was not always here. That was like a big jungle before, right?
That was a big hole.
Yeah.
And John, I think the important thing to tell you and your readers is that this field has been deemed safe. The asbestos has been mitigated. We haven't totally completed the ABS plan, but we've been allowed by the state and the feds to begin working here as the foundation. While we can't play here until the plan is complete, the stuff that's left to do on the plan are minimal, like paving the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you see the big piles of dirt and stuff over here to our left, that's where the field's actually going to go. And I'll give you a schematic when we're done. I'll actually send it to you.
Okay.
And you can show your readers. But the field is going to run across that back thing at about a 30-degree angle to the street.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit different than our initial plans. The site has really tested our fortitude, for lack of better definition.
Yeah.
You can see the ledge has, that we had to deal with. We had to blast some ledge out.
Yeah.
And then the ledge goes down the other side, and because that was in the hot zone, that couldn't be blasted. So what we've done is the hill that you see ultimately will be leveled out almost just a little bit past that tree line.
Really?
And that will be the practice field. We're going to raise it up.
Yeah.
We're gonna raise the field, and we can walk over there and show you.
Yeah, sure.
If we can walk, and I don't know how stability. So as we've walked over, you can see that up to our right, where Nick's headed, is the practice field. This will be level over to the tree line, and a lot of the piles of dirt that you just saw will make this a practice field up here on the top. It'll be about 3/4 the size of the regular football field.
Uh-huh.
But as you're standing on the practice field, looking to the north, you'll be looking down on the playing field. So we're hoping that the hill will become a natural seating area for folks to look down on the playing field.
Oh, yeah.
The playing field will be about, right now, about 7 or 8 feet higher than the grade there. So this hill will go down. We'll have a trail so that people don't roll down the hill. As far as funding, we're working with Nashua right now to get another $100,000, which will be part of the abatement money, which will finish the practice field. Because up in the hill there, between us and the other property owner, there is some asbestos buried. But it's buried deep, it's completely covered, and this field has been deemed safe. We're going to be working the field into the back corner. They're actually going to be cutting some of these trees out of here Sunday morning so that we know where the actual corner of the field will be and where it will end up here. The foundation's been working hard with fundraising, and the money is starting to come. Kelly Champagne, who's the president of the Bears, has been talking to the NFL and the Patriots, and they have a $200,000 field grant that we're working on that could allow us to put turf on this field. Now, if we can put artificial turf, we can stripe it for not only football for the Bears, but soccer, lacrosse, some of the flat field sports that could also play here, because turf with young folks like Nick lasts 25 years.
How exciting would that be?
Wouldn't that be cool for our town?
Absolutely.
And that would really tie in the whole vision of this being a field for everybody in Hudson. You know, this site, while it was great and the town's leasing it to us, it's been challenging. You know, we were told it was 13 acres. When the foundation paid to finally get it all surveyed, and let me just step back one second, this site has always been the middle of this industrial complex. So everybody has built off all the side roads. Mm-hmm. Well, when finally we got around to, it's only about 10 acres. So we lost 3 acres. The asbestos that the engineering crew said was 65,000 square cubic yards turned into 150,000. So the parking lot had to get bigger to bury under the parking lot most of the asbestos. It's been a challenge. It's been great to have the support of the EPA and the DES. They've worked hard to bring us more funding as things kept getting more challenging. Right now, the tab on this field is about 1.2 million has been spent, and we're estimating to need another 700 to 900,000 to finish it into the complex that we really want to see to honor Zachary. Basically, that's where we're standing. Right now, a lot of local contractors are stepping up to help us, and it's a matter of getting, now that we can work in here, because before you couldn't work in here unless you had the white suits and the whole asbestos contamination control. Now that we can work in here, trees, you'll see the trees starting to leave. You'll see a lot of this pile of what they call bone, and I don't know why they call stone bones, but you know, they got to call it bone instead of just saying stone.
Yeah.
Will come over and be the fill over here past that pile of wood down into that slope to bring this up.
Right.
And we've been making some inroads to get some more fill in here to raise the football field up. It was interesting, John, and as Mike and I will say, I got to come over here, stand next to Mike. You know, initially the engineers said, "Oh, you guys got to take all this dirt out of there because we need this monstrous hole." Well, we dug the monstrous hole, we gave the dirt away. A lot of it's the parking lot at Benson's, a lot of it's all around town, and now we're out hunting down dirt. Because we had to build this hill, and we had to change the plans. We're on the 15th iteration of the plans.
Wow.
They've been changed a whole bunch of times.
Yeah.
For a while, the field was running perpendicular to the road.
Yeah.
It's back running almost parallel. It gives us the space for the buildings that we want ultimately.
Yeah.
But you won't see those buildings for a little while. The goal right now is to get the field in, get the Bears playing here. It's got to be fenced by football regulations. And then if they're playing over at the Memorial School now, what they're using over there will come over here probably for the first year.
Yeah. So as we record this in October of 2014, Len, Mike, there's no asbestos on the land anymore. There's
no asbestos. There's asbestos on the land, John.
But it's contained safely.
It's buried.
Right.
And it's buried under most of it. 99% of it's under the parking lot.
Okay.
And the parking lot will have 6 inches of asbestos.
Right.
But even now, if you went over there with a shovel, you'd have to dig quite a ways down before you'd find the barrier and then the asbestos.
What's the best case scenario for actually, what date do you think that they actually might cut the ribbon and start playing here?
I would love to see them playing here next September.
Wow.
But that's really a pipe dream.
It all depends on fundraising too.
Yeah.
Lately, the fundraising's been kind of hard to come by. We actually had to cancel our golf tournament this year because we didn't have enough players. So it all depends on funding
and where it goes.
So
Kelly's got some funding things that she wants you to include in your I'll send to you later.
Do you think it's, and this is a question for the Tompkins family, because it's been a dream first of Zach's and now the family and all the supporters. It's probably, because it kind of has taken a long time with the EPA and the asbestos, that it's sort of like a dream delayed, but it's still there, right? Do you believe it'll happen?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It'll definitely happen. I mean, as the family, not the foundation, it's a very emotional roller coaster ride through this whole thing, because we just keep going up and down. But we're definitely on the up and up right now. It's as far as like the fundraising, though, it's been 4 years, so things have come and gone, and other things have come up, and there's been more tragedies, so it's not as fresh for the regular people. Like Len said, the EPA, and they've all been fantastic, and they have an enormous amount of money invested in this project, as do a lot of people in the town of Hudson. But as far as on the private end of it, our fundraising is sort of struggling. Like Len said, Kelly is working with we have some options, hopefully.
And she's got some events coming up with a couple of the Patriot players will actually be here in town.
Well, that'd be huge,
And we'll make sure that you get all of that before you need to go to press.
Thank you.
So it'd be nice.